Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Sorry, Wednesday. Sorry for getting on late, guys. Woke up late. Forgot to set an alarm. There is a liquidity push that is currently running right now, as you guys can see. I took it, but only for 100 pips because I wasn't able to fully analyze the market. I did see the liquidity that you guys mentioned. Thankfully, you guys did give me a little shout out to remind me that it was running. Took it for 100 pips, hit my TP already, but the actual trade is still technically running. So I'm going to go ahead and set up the stream real quick, and we'll get started shortly in a few moments. Just got to update some things here, and we should be good to go. I don't know what happened last night. I never forget to set my alarm. Or my phone actually died. That was the thing. So let me just finish. Setting this up real quick. All right. Hey guys, morning everybody. Sorry, woke up late today. Forgot to set an alarm. I don't know what happened last night. I was watching some stupid documentaries on Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I fucking forgot to set an alarm. Actually, I did set an alarm. My phone just died. That's why I forgot to charge my phone last night. And it ended up dying on me. The liquidity push right here just hit TP. I'm not sure if anybody took it. I took a partial move on it. I just took 100 pips. I took it super late, when it was in drawdown right here. I saw when it's coming back down, put a sell stop, and I just take it for 100 pips. So the liquidity push did hit right here. It looks like some of you guys did take it. Thanks to you guys who did mention in the chat that it got hit. I think it was a lower level liquidity, so I just didn't feel comfortable really taking it for the full move. I also didn't have a chance to really identify and analyze the entire move. What I did was I saw what people mentioned for liquidity, and then I happened to go over here to the overall bias, and I saw that it was still bearish. So for the trend, and I just ended up taking it when price came back down. So if you guys took it, great. If you guys didn't, it's fine. My bad for getting on late. I don't know if anybody else identified it, but I did see a couple people in the chat mention it. So morning, everybody. Today's Wednesday, June 21st. It is 6:44 right now, so I'm to about 14 minutes late to the live session. Morning, Stern. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Slava. Morning, CJ. Morning, Maria. Morning, everybody. Yeah, let's see what we can pull up right now. I'll go ahead and see if I can mark up some more liquidity on here. I think this was a 10-minute liquidity, so let's go over here to or 15-minute actually, or maybe even higher. Let's see. 30. Actually, it was a pretty decent liquidity. It wasn't that low. It was actually the 1 hour. Yeah, it was actually a really strong liquidity level. It was a 2-hour liquidity. So I'm going to go through it. I'm going to try to mark up the rest of the liquidity right now. I only cut it for 100 pips. So let's see, I locked in. Here, I'm just going to go over it, and I'm going to mark up liquidity real quick. So let's go here to the daily. I'm not going to mark up liquidity that's too far. It's just no point because I'm not expecting price to go that far. So daily liquidity. Daily liquidity. Let's go down to the 4-hour. Our liquidity. Not expecting price to go that far down. Actually, let's see how far it's priced from here. Yeah, it's not gonna drop. It's not gonna drop like 5,000 pips today. So I'm not going way over farther than this to our liquidity. Um, One hour liquidity. Liquidity. Just remember, we're going to color the lower levels different color. All right, and the 15-minute, what are you doing here? I think that's it. All right, so got liquidity marked up right there, guys. Again, if you guys took the trade, great. If you guys didn't, it's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just take a screenshot of it so that you guys can see like where my profits came from. So I'm just gonna go over here and take a screenshot of this real quick so that you guys understand where the profits came from. So I will be posting a screenshot of my profits. All right. Looks like a lot of you guys here actually took the trade. So let me just. All right, so there's a liquidity push right there. I'm just gonna clean it up now because it's done. So I'm gonna take that off right there. I'm gonna now take a screenshot of my profits. If you guys have profits to post up, feel free to send them in. I see some of you guys already did send them in, so that's cool. But I will take a screenshot of my own profits for the day and for the week so far. All right, so there we go. Let me see if there's any other entries. I just want to make sure we're not missing anything today. The thing we want to be careful for is that Powell is going to be speaking at, he's going to be speaking soon. So as you guys know, he's going to probably shake up the market a bit. So just, a little FYI, if you guys are looking to take anything here. I believe Powell is speaking at 7 o'clock. So I'll go ahead and mark that up. So that we have an idea for when he does come on. All right, so let me just take individual screenshots of my profits real quick. I don't see any other trades coming up, so I don't think we're really missing anything. Thanks, Gian. I just saw your Gian texting me like 20 times. I just saw your messages right now. All right, let me just take a screenshot of the account. This is my main account. That's my main account, but I didn't get the green strip. Eight, 10, and getting close to 7 o'clock. So I'm going to look for that 1 hour trade as well. Patricia, I did see your message. So it's still a work in progress. There's not really much of let's say not a full-blown strategy yet, because I mean, I'm applying it the old way, but I mean, obviously there's changes that I need to make to it, adjustments, because the market's not the same way it was like, 7 years ago. And I actually applied it on Forex, not necessarily US30, but from my understanding is, and I'm sure you know this, super shift. You're familiar with like how the market moves. You've been with me for so long that typically the market moves very volatile on the open of each hourly candle, right? It moves at least a little bit, not a crazy amount at all times, but a lot of times it does move a pretty decent amount where you can make like a quick little profit, right? So basically what I do is I look at the trend on the 1 hour time frame, and this is kind of similar to Kyle's bot, so you know who Kyle is. Kind of similar to Kyle's bot. He told me about a strategy, and I kind of just I made my own. It's kind of similar, but my own way of applying it. So basically, I look at the trend on the 1 hour time frame. That's why I have NASDAQ open right here, because I've been testing it. It actually works very well at NASDAQ, because NASDAQ isn't. There's more stocks in the index, so it's more of a smoother move versus US30, which is kind of like it's a little crazy moving. So I look at the 1 hour trend using the trend meter. I use the momentum, and then say, for example, over here, I'm just looking for an entry if I can find one. Say, for example, right here, right? I'm going to mark this up. This is 2 o'clock right here. See how at 2 o'clock, we have a bearish momentum, we have bearish trend. I would just take a sell there for a little scalp. I don't have an idea of how much number, like what TP stop loss to use yet, but I've been playing around with like 1030, 1050 just to have some cushion and go straight to TP, because that push after the hour is typically going straight to the direction. So just looking for a 1 hour trend. So I just send the trend meter to 1 hour. I look at momentum, and then usually price will go in that direction for at least 100 pips or so, depending on what you're trading. For the indices, it works very well because you get that nice push, but that's kind of like how it works. But again, there's no set in stone criteria for it yet, because I'm still testing it out. I met with Kyle last week. He told me about it, and I had an idea, so just trying to work it through. But I do have my brothers are working on an automated script for me. So I tested it. It had a really good win rate. I think it was like a freaking 90% win rate on the 1 minute. So it's pretty cool, but he needs to make some changes, because he's going off the 1 hour only, not off the 1 minute, like how I kind of made adjustments. Initially, I was going off the 1 hour only. Now I'm going over I'm going on the 1 minute. So once I figure it out, I'll let you guys know. But for the most part, I'm still playing around with it. Some people they've already figured out what I'm doing, and they're doing the same thing, and it's been working for them. But there's no, I can't give you guys set requirements for it yet, because I'm still making adjustments to it, and I'm trying to automate it. So it's going to take a lot of work. It is, yeah, it doesn't matter what time your frame you're on, Patricia. It's just when the candle opens. So say 7 o'clock, right? 6:56 right now. It's going to hit 7 o'clock. That's where you make your entry. It doesn't matter if you're on the 1 hour, 1 minute, weekly, daily. It's like something that Martha asks about every so often. What happens if she executes on a different time frame? But yeah, generally the 1 minute, because as soon as the candle opens, that's where you make your execution. But you can be like on any time frame really. But yes, there is a, it's not necessarily high impact news we do, but there's Fed Chair Powell is speaking, I believe. Let me check. We have news coming up right here at 7 o'clock. Fed Chair Powell, he's going to start speaking. He's not necessarily going to like 7 o'clock isn't going to happen and news is going to automatically move price, but he is speaking. So just if you guys are looking to trade, keep that in mind and be careful with that. So. All right, let me just show you guys my profits from that trade. So here's the liquidity push that came out this morning. I only took it for a partial move for 100 pips instead of the full 300. I locked in 2020 on my main FTMO account. This is my first account. Here's my FTMO number 2, locked in 2120. Full TP on that one too. Here's my MFF number 1, locked in 810. MFF number 2, 810. And my MFF number 3, 660. So I made partial profit on, well, I mean, MFF is going to keep giving me partial profit, but did make pretty good profit right here, about like 5,000-6,000 total. So did pretty solid on that right there. I think some of you guys posted some profits as well. We have Kenny over here. He took the liquidity push as well. He hopped in about 3 times. Total profit of 3,375 for the day. Nice work, Kenny. Great work right there. It looks like what Kenny's doing is he's entering multiples. So same move, but he just got it 3 times instead of just holding it for 300 pips. So amazing work right there, Kenny. If that works for you, you know, do it that way. So solid work right there. We got Vincent over here, total profit of 680 as well. Took the trade to full TP. Nice work right there, Vincent. Waited for the retracement, hopped in, went straight to his TP. We got Nathan over here, total profit of 4,130 for the day. Nice work, Nathan. Full TPs on both of his trades. Took this trade here pre-market, full TP. Second trade over here, he let it run with a trailing stop loss. So nice work right there, Nathan. Yes, for the 1 hour, it should be a sell. If you guys do plan on taking, or no, not yet. There's no sell signal yet, Roosevelt. So, I mean, you need a sell signal in order for you to have that. So there's no sell signal here yet, so there's no entry. But if there is a sell signal, so there's one pending right here. If it closes, then yeah, it could be a sell possibly. For whoever's looking to take it, I might not take, I'm probably not going to take it because Powell's speaking, but yeah, it would be a sell. I'm going to try to test it here on NASDAQ, because I'm not sure how NASDAQ works. But I'm gonna see how it moves over here. Looks like US30 is not going to have it, or actually it might, because they're both they both have a sell signal. So they both have a sell signal. Trend meter is red, but you can see price is pushing up super heavy right now. So I'd be careful with taking any entries. Powell is speaking right here at about 7 o'clock. So it'd probably be a good idea to just sit out the market. Because Powell's going to probably have good things to say about the economy. There goes 7 o'clock. So there goes the start of Powell's speech. So you can see over here for NASDAQ, it already hit TP, it like literally spiked down. This is why NASDAQ is a little bit more, seems like it's easier to apply because it kind of just, it ranges a lot more in comparison to US30. I just don't understand how the TP works, because like this should hit TP already. And it looks like I'm looking at it on, I just hit my full TP on this. I took it for 100 pips, guys. I was trying to test it out. I just used a smaller lot size. I didn't use the full 200. I got to figure out what the, I don't know, does anybody here know what the translation is between 100 pips for YM and 100 pips for NASDAQ? Because I just put 100 pips here on my FTMO. I took the trade for a quick, just a quick little push for 100 pips. And 100 pips on here is not the same as it is on MT4. Because I looked at it, it blasted right through CP and it was still on. So I'm assuming 100 pips is kind of similar to like 300 here. But I could be wrong. I have no idea. So if anybody knows the difference, okay, gotcha. Thanks, Sam. Lifesaver, bro. All right. So Sam said, let me just add that to my. Thanks, Sam. I appreciate that. Sam just hooked me up with the difference there. It's like way different. It's like because I entered it on my quick trade manager and they look way different. So all right, so Sam said it's 40-20, 41-24. 41-24 on TradingView. Okay, good to know. So this is technically $41.24. I'm gonna do it the other way, but it did hit my TP. I just took that trade right there. I'm not gonna count that trade, but I was just testing because I've never used NASDAQ before, and obviously it's a lot different. Okay, no, it's good to know. Save the template. All right, good to know. Gotcha. Okay, yeah. So Sam said if you use Pepperstone, it's 1030. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so it's based off the Forex pricing is a little different. Okay, that's good to know, Sam. Yeah, Sam's the only person that gave me an answer. I was like, I've been asking people this all night that actually trade NASDAQ and nobody could give me a straight answer. So thanks, Sam, for that right there. Let me go here real quick. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Here's Sam's profits for the day. So Sam Barty, total profit of 205 for the day. Nice work, Barty. Here's Kenny, total profit of 3,375. And here's Glenn, total profit well over 2,500 for the day. Nice work, Glenn. All right, so you guys did pretty good. I'll take a screenshot of my profits, my current profits. Here's Natasha. She locked in a total profit of 545. She said, I need your analysis while trading on my phone. Yeah, no, definitely. I'm here now. Here's Vincent, total profit of 680 for the day. I just saw everybody's messages right now. Okay, so let's go back to US30. We have news right now. It's currently running. Fed Chair Powell is currently speaking, so you want to be a little careful with any entries at the moment. Let me see if there's any other news events for today. I think it's just Powell. Yeah, so we have Powell. It's basically Powell and then a bunch of other Fed speakers speaking right after him. So we got Powell speaking at 7. We have Fed member Cook speaking right after, Fed member Jefferson speaking after that. And then we have Fed member Goolsbee speaking after that too. So just be careful, guys, if you guys are continuing to trade. I'm probably not going to trade anymore, but I'll stay on here and we'll analyze stuff if there's any questions that you guys have. I'm just not trading because, I mean, obviously you guys know how market moves when Powell speaks. I think price will push back up. I think price is dropping right now temporarily. And I think once Powell starts to actually speak and has his remarks on the economy, recession, inflation, interest rates, etc., I think price will go back up. So I think Powell will have good things to say about the economy. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. So CNBC over here reported Powell expects more Fed rate hikes ahead as inflation fight has a long way to go. So as you can see right here, I don't think price is necessarily going to go up like super heavily, but I think he's going to have a kickstart to the upside. So I think when he announces that Fed rates will continue to go up, and then also inflation has a long way to go, price will come down slightly, and then I think it'll correct back up. Because Powell will speak, and then after he speaks, he's going to have the other Fed members speak, and everybody's going to kind of like soften the blow. Obviously, they're going to have to just rip off the Band-Aid really quickly, tell us the bad news right away. Inflation is not going away. Interest rates are still going up. That's no surprise. We already knew that was going to happen, right? But I think a lot of people will start to, or not necessarily, a lot of people will chase the sell. And then I think the institutions and market makers will do the opposite and push price up. That's why I think price is going to go up. So, I mean, we'll see what happens, in the next, I guess, 40 minutes or so as we get closer to 8 o'clock. But yeah, Powell is speaking right now, so you want to be careful with taking any entries. I think if anything, price may go sideways for a bit. This is kind of what I see happening. Zoom out a little bit. So I see price going sideways for a bit. Like a lot of back and forth movement right here. Price will probably drop a bit when he talks about inflation, go sideways a bit, maybe come back. Talks about interest rates, comes back down again, super heavy, goes sideways. And then all of a sudden, price will just correct all the way back up to opening price. Let's see where opening price is at. Opening price is actually pretty high. It's right here. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see where it ends up going. So yeah, Martha said she's switching to demo. She's not going to risk it. If you guys still want to keep trading, I recommend, if you guys don't have to trade, switch to demo, because the market's probably going to move a little crazy right now. If you guys want to stay in the market, just switch to a demo account, or go to FTMO, create a trial account, and then just play around with it. Because this is what I see happening. I see the market being a bit messy, going back and forth, drop a little bit when he talks about inflation, go sideways, go back up for a correction, drop back when he talks about interest rates, and then shoot right back up to stop everybody out, right? That's basically what the market makers are doing. They're going to let Powell speak. When he's done speaking, they're going to push price right back up to stop everybody out, and then they'll drop it right back down. And you guys know how it is. That's typically what happens. When you have a news event that's like already anticipated, like we know Powell's going to speak, and we already know he's going to have bad things to say. So obviously we're going to try to look and do the opposite, right? Which is basically buy when we have that opportunity. So we'll see. Let's look at retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is currently 57% short. It's pretty much neutral right now. It's still bear. It's still bullish because there's still majority of traders on the sell side, but more so is neutral. So just keep that in mind. Let me see if there's any other profits here for me to look at. And I do see your guys' questions in the chat, so I'll go back to that in a few. We got Kip over here. Let me just save it. Kip's profits. And I think that's it. All right, so we have one profit share over here from Kip. Kip locked in a total profit of 5,731 for the day. Nice work, Kip. So solid profits right there. So I'll take a screenshot of the trade that I took earlier. Again, thanks to Sam for the heads up with regard to what a 1030 is for NASDAQ, because I had no idea. So I'm just going to take a screenshot right here. I started to notice that, I mean, it works well for both NASDAQ and for US30, but NASDAQ, it seems like it works really well. Like it's super, super accurate. So quick 100 hit, or I guess, I'll just put 100 pip. And I'll just call it the 1 hour momentum strategy. So I'll just, we have so many strategies. I'm gonna have to like, I gotta come up, I gotta get a little more, what's this shit called? I gotta get a little more creative with these names. I forgot to set up my copier with MFF, so it didn't copy to my MFF. I gotta set up the symbols for NASDAQ, so it's all good. I took it on US30 though. I mean for FTMO, and it worked. I never really trade NASDAQ, but if it works well on this, then that might be the thing that I might stick to. So that reminds me, I had to go and make adjustments. So I'm just going to screenshot my FTMOs because my my MFS didn't take the trade. All right, so we'll see how market moves here. All right, so here are the profits across my account. So that's a trade that I took. So you can see my NASDAQ trade right there, green strip, full TP, locked in 1,020. I only took 100 lots because I never trade NASDAQ, so I wasn't sure like what the worth was per pip. And I was still trying to figure out like what the TP stop loss was, but you can see I hit full TP with the green strip there. That's a trade that I took right there. I just showed it here. This is not going to count as an official trade. I just want to show you guys what trade I took. So if you guys want to go back and review and understand, you know, why I made profit here, you guys can just look up and see that this is a trade that I took that right there. You can see over here, total profit of 3,040 on my FTMO number 1 account. Here's my FTMO number 2 account, total profit of 940, some slippage. Was supposed to make at least 1,000 there. Still total profit of 3,060. Here's my MFF 1, 810, MFF number 2, 810, and same with this one right here, my MFF number 3. So I took the same. Well, it didn't copy to my MFFs. I'm actually going to do that right now. I'm going to go into my copier and I'm going to link the symbols. Yeah, so I haven't mapped the symbols yet for NASDAQ. All right, mapped it to my MFF number 1. Map it to my MFF number 2. And then map it to my MFF number 3. I never trade NASDAQ, so I never had it mapped. I only have US30 mapped to my FTMO and NASDAQ. Sam's asking, what made you take that NASDAQ trade? Because I was testing out the strategy that I applied. I applied the same strategy for US30. And I was looking at it last night and I was like, dude, this trade never loses. The thing with NASDAQ is that it's a 100 stock index. So this thing actually ranges a lot more. It ranges like pretty wide enough for you to hit your trade versus US30, where it's either your way or it's not your way, right? It's either going to go to your TP or it's going to go to your stop loss. The thing with NASDAQ is that if you're going for 100 pips, it's going to hit you. It's probably going to hit your TP. It's probably going to hit your TP and then it might retrace on you or go backwards, or it might go backwards, retrace, and then come back and hit your TP at some point. It gives you more room for error because you can see over here for NASDAQ, it's a big stock index. It's 100 stocks versus 30 stocks for US30. And it ranges a lot more. The ranges are like, it ranges for a bit. It doesn't necessarily, like if you look at the trend, like the trend's right here and price just goes down. Even if price goes against the trend, see how price goes straight down? It respects the trend a lot. So like, for example, right here, like say, for example, you were to enter, like say you entered a sell right here, right? Like in your entry was up here. Yeah, like you would go in a drawdown a little bit, but eventually it would just come back down because it ranges so far out where you can make your TP. So for this specific higher time frame strategy, I think NASDAQ is a good one because it ranges a lot more. But again, I've traded NASDAQ like maybe once or twice with you guys here on the live session, and I always gotten lucky. So I gotta kind of play around with it before I actually start using it consistently. But you can see over here, like when you have a trend, you know, price will go up slightly, like in retracement. But if you measure it, like say, for example, you got into an entry right here and it was just a bad entry and price just goes complete opposite of you, it only goes up like a certain amount, right? We already did the math, like Sam gave me the numbers. It was like 40, 124. Like 124 would be the 300 pip TP stop loss. Like it might go back for a while, or even if you get down super like horrible entry right here, Like that's a 1030. So like it would take a long time for it to actually stop you out before it comes back and actually hit your TP. So yeah, I can't say for sure, Sam, but it looks like it works well. So it might be something that I might incorporate, play into this specific strategy. But yeah, I mean, I'm just testing it right now. So we'll see. But that's the reason I took it, because I tested it and it worked really well, specifically for 1030. But now that you mentioned the actual TP stop loss, I'm gonna have to test it even more, because maybe I was just off with how the setup looked. Okay, so price pushed back up. It did exactly what I mentioned. So if you guys remember what I marked up earlier, I said price was going to go sideways for a bit, right? And then it was going to go back to opening price. And what happened? It's there. Opening price. So I don't know if anybody caught this, but my analysis that I gave you guys after, when I said when Powell starts speaking, he's going to say a couple of things that are kind of bad for the economy. It's going to come down and the market maker is going to stop everybody out. They're just going to push price all the way up. And that's literally what happened. So yeah, if you guys saw it, Gion's asking if this is a V1. Yes, it is. It's a V1, but it's at opening price. So this is a red flag. It's right at opening price. But yeah, it is a V1 and it looks like it already hit TP. Yeah, it went straight to TP. So yeah, V1 variation right there, guys. There's a double body rejection. Overall trend right here is bearish. I think fundamentals are also bearish. Yeah, so overall bias right now is bearish. So that would be a V1 variation, but it is at the red flag, which is opening price. So I wouldn't have taken the trade there. Gotcha, Sam. Yeah, do you know what 500 pips on NQ is? I just want to, because those are the main numbers I use. Do you know what the 500 pip is and the 250 pip? Oh, no, actually, I don't care about the 250. 500 would be the. I mean, I can do the math. I'm just curious if you have the number for it. But yeah, because I use my FCMO quick trade manager and I set it to 100, 300, and I already had it like set up on there. But I don't know what the number is for TradingView. So if you have the number for 500 pips, I mean, I can just do the math. I should not be lazy. So let's see, 124, that's 300, right? Divided by 2. 62. So 62 plus 124. I'm assuming 186 is going to be 500, right? Oh, wait, sorry, no. Wait. No, my math sucks. So that's probably not it. 124. Or 62 divided by 2. All right, so this is 3. This is 1.5. 1.5. Oh yeah, you're right. Duh. 40 times 5. 200. Thank you. Okay, so that's what it is. Yeah, like I told you, math is not my strong point. Okay, so that is good to know. Yeah, it looks right. Yeah, okay, perfect. Thanks, guys. So yeah, thanks for everybody's input. Thanks, Sam. Thanks to Longy. Thanks everybody. I'm gonna test it and I'll see what's like a good number. And then, once I figure everything out, I'll let you guys know. But anyways, there's not really much for us to look at right here, guys, because Powell is still speaking. So it's a little risky for us to take any trades at the moment. Gotcha. Okay, so Charles said Fed is speaking to lower inflation to 2%. So that's probably what caused price to go up. And then the market maker, the institution use that to their advantage to basically stop everybody out who's chasing the sell. So just because Powell is anticipated to say something bad doesn't necessarily mean you guys should take the sell, because the market makers are typically going to do the opposite and stop everybody out. They're going to load up on the sells, let everybody get some money off the sells, and then they're just going to spike price up and stop them out. Because this thing right here spiked up about 1,000 pips, a big spike to the upside. All right, so let's go back to the chat. I'm going to see if I missed any questions here, because I did see some questions as we were going through. So let me just scroll up real quick. All right, so Zachary's asking, can you explain how to calculate the difference between YM and MT4 so that you can put a pending order in the correct place? I mean, it's pretty easy to put in the correct place. If you want to put a pending order, Zachary, you just match the candle. So like, for example, if you wanted to take a pending order at this higher high, you just look at your MT4 on the 1 minute, and then you see this candle is the same red candle that's on MT4. You draw a line there, and when you draw the line, it's going to tell you what the price is. If you want to put a pending order that way, that's how you would do it. The easiest way, because you'll have the exact price point, right? You just want to set your pending order, or you can just right click on your MT4 and you could put your pending order right there. Like, see how I clicked right there and just put a line? It's the same thing. If you go to MT4, you put your line over that same candle, you right click, and then you put a pending order. That's how you can do it if you want to just have it exactly where it's at. If you want to do it manually, you would do the same thing. You would just draw a line there. You could click on it on MT4, you look at the coordinates, that's the price you would put it at, right? That's another way of doing it. Another way of doing it is you would just, I mean, that's the easiest way to do it, because you'd have the exact price. If you're looking to see what the price difference is between MT4 and YM, you would just calculate this number right here. This number is lower than MT4. So you just pull up your calculator. Price right now on MT4 is currently 33972. You subtract that by the number on YM, 34263. It's about a 471 difference. So I think that's right. Sorry, that's wrong. But same, like literally what I said, I typed in the number wrong. It is 33972 minus 34. Okay, now I take that back. This number is higher actually. So 34260 minus 33972. So it's off by like that many points. So, I mean, you can do it manually. The easiest way is to just click on it, get the number from your MT4, just draw a line there, or you can just right click and set your pending order on the actual chart. Because the candles are the same, it's just the price is different, right? So that's how you would do it differently. Like say, for example, you were looking to enter a buy right here. So you just look at that same candle that's on MT4, it's the same exact candle. You'll see, if you look at it right now, there's a red candle with a wick on top. It's like the highest red candle with the wick. You would just right click right there and set your pending order. That's one way to do it. But I mean, there's a lot of different ways to do it, but I wouldn't really recommend using a pending order, especially when the spread's wide, because we talked about this during the mentoring session with Andrew. Like if the spread's super wide, it's going to fill your order, even though it's not at that price point. Like if you have a sell stop or pending buy stop, then if price was to push in that direction and you get caught within the spread parameter, like say for example, spread's like 200 pips, right? Like right now it's low because it's New York session. And so the spread is going to be, it's not that wide. So when price gets to this point right here, it'll fill your order and you'll be in the position. But so like during Asia session, like spread will be like maybe 200 pips or 100 pips. If your price is right here, it's going to fill your order because the spread's going to touch it. So just an FYI. And yeah, no problem, Zachary. I know it's kind of confusing. It's a little annoying. I wish you could trade directly on TradingView. That'd be awesome, right? Because it's so much easier to trade on here. But hopefully in the future that will be set up. CJ's asking for the 1 hour. It does have to match, CJ. That's the main strategy. That's the whole point of the strategy. Momentum has to match the trend meter. If it doesn't, then you couldn't catch momentum that direction since there's no momentum. You're just basically trend catching. You're trend catching in the direction of momentum. You're just kind of like riding the wave further. So like say for example, see here, and I'll show you in the 1 hour chart because it's like easier to see. Okay, so check out this with NASDAQ, right? See the 1 hour chart over here? See how there's a, I mean, obviously we're on the 1 hour here, but see how like the 1 hour has the trend right here, and then you have a bullish momentum. You're just riding the wave further, like, because you can see here, like price will go back and forth per 1 hour candle, but it's going to push up at least a little bit to hit your TP, at least a little bit, right? Like at least 490 pips there. Price goes to the next candle right here. It does drop a lot, but it does push up at least, like eventually it goes back up, right? Because you're just trend catching. You're just riding the wave in the direction of the wave. You're just going to keep riding the wave higher and higher, higher and higher and higher and higher until it ends up not going any more higher. But even like, for example, here, see how price kind of reverses right here? See how this huge red candle, but it does go up at least like 200 pips before it comes down. Same with the following candle over here. It's a big green candle, but it pushes up at least like 2000 pips before it comes down. So you want to trade in the direction of trend and momentum. You got to put them together. They got to be aligned. Same with YM, right? Same thing here. Go to the 1 hour chart. You can see price does push up at least a little bit. See how the trend meter is green right here? And you got a green candle. And this is a 1 hour candle. So each candle is 1 hour movement. It goes up at least 800 pips. Same with this one, goes up at least 1000 pips. Like, yeah, you do the math. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles here. They're all wins, 7 back-to-back wins. But you got to know where momentum's at. Martha's asking, why don't you use the pivots also? Because that's not the strategy. So you're kind of just adding something that's not even like thought of. So that's a problem, Martha. So like your question is a typical question, which is not a bad question, but you know, a lot of people are like, why don't you add this? Why don't you add that? And so why would I add it? It works already, right? You're kind of adding something to something that you're fixing something that's not broken. So that's why we don't add the pivots. If it needs to be added, we'll add it, but it doesn't need to be added, right? Don't fix something that's not broken. And I always like, I use that phrase with a lot of people because everyone always asks a question like that. Like for the high-low momentum scalp, like we don't use bias, we don't use trend, we don't use anything. We just use direct momentum. But everyone's like, why don't you use the pivots? Why don't you use this? I'm like, why would I? The strategy works perfectly fine without it. So that's a good question, Martha, because I'm sure a lot of people had that question, but people just didn't want to ask it, right? Because they probably thought it was a dumb question, but you know, it's a direct answer. Like we wouldn't add it because it's already working. If it's not working, we need to add another trend confirmation, then we would add it to it, but we don't need it right now. You know, as I mentioned, this strategy it's new. So I don't know yet if we need that criteria. We might need it at some point in the future, but right now, it's just unnecessary. We don't need to add something that's not necessary for what we're applying. Because the thing is, if you guys have too many requirements and you guys add too many criterias, then you're just never going to have an entry, right? If you add like another criteria to it, that just makes the strategy harder to apply. So you're just never going to have an entry. Like if we add sessions and we add pivots, then okay, every hour, if everything doesn't line up, then we're just not going to have an entry there. So yeah, but no, good question, Martha. And I'm glad that you ask a lot of questions that people don't want to ask, because I know you don't care. You're like, you want to ask and you want to know. And then it's good because it's better to know than to not know. Let's see. Dee's asking, you should build an FAQ question, probably helpful for repeat questions in the long run. Oh, trust me, D, I've been doing this for years, bro. We've done an FAQ question section. And even though there's an FAQ, I have a whole website, right? With the whole, like, you know about the website. I got a whole website where anybody can watch and learn the videos. Like, and you go on this session and people still ask me the same question when they could just watch the video. So we try to do the FAQ section. It doesn't work. We even have a bot. Well, we had a bot before, and you would ask, like, there's a bot where you can literally ask the question, but they would go and ask me on the live session. So we tried. We tried. I actually talked to my my neighbor. Actually, he's a marketing guy. he told me the same thing. He's like, you should have a frequently asked question section or create a bot like through intercom. And I was like, we've done that already, but nobody uses it. So it's all good. I don't mind answering these questions. I actually like answering the questions because answering these questions helps me remember certain things. Like with Martha, she asked me this question about like adding the pivots. I gave her a straight answer because and it reminds me like, okay, I got to keep things simple versus having too many requirements and too many criterias to follow here. So other than that, let me see if there's anything else that I'm missing. So Patricia said, so Sean, are you entering on the close of the 1 hour candle if everything lines up? Not every 1 hour candle, Patricia. Well, I mean, I'm testing it right now, so I'm trying to identify and maybe look at every entry that comes up. But from my testing, it seems like it works best, well, for US30 at least, because I haven't tested NASDAQ. For US30, it works best between like 6 and 11, because at 12 o'clock market closes, volatility dies down, system that will where we can take every trade, right? That's why I'm creating the bot right now, or my brother's creating the automated script, because we want to back test it to see what numbers work best. Like I don't even know what a stop loss should be for it yet. So I got to figure out, what stop loss would be set. I usually just have like a huge net stop loss because the trade typically always hits. It'll lose like maybe once maybe like once a week. So if you have like six trades a week, let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 6 trades. So say, for example, you have 6 trades a week times 5 days. It's like 30 trades. Out of these 30 trades, maybe one or two of them loses. So I got to figure out. And for that, it's like a pretty wide stop loss. It's like a 500 pip stop loss. It's not ideal, but it does work. Because if you have 30 wins and then you have 2 losses, or 2 losses, we're going to be conservative here, minus 10, because 500 pips, you're still up 200 pips per week, and that's just extra profit. So I got to play around with it. Once I get more details on it, of course, I always let you guys know. I'm always looking for new ways to make money, guys. Trust me. Like whenever the market's moving weird, like for example, we're going to summer, I'm looking for little inconsistencies in the market so that we can make money through other angles, right? There's different angles in the market. It's just, you got to figure out how to read the market. And for us, luckily, we've been trading the same way for like years now, that I'm able to identify these inconsistencies very quickly. So I'll find something that works and then I'll share it with you guys and we'll make a bunch of money off it. And then it'll just be established as one of the strategies. So if you guys have been around for a while, I have like over 30 strategies in the course. Like if you guys pull up my course, there's like over 30 strategies here. All these strategies still work. It's just some of them hit more often than others, and some of them are more profitable than others. They're all profitable. It's just, you just got to find out which one you want to apply. And some of them just work better during other seasons. Like for example, here, we're going to summer. We're having a lot of this sideways movement. So I think the breakout per hour is probably going to be a lot easier. So I think liquidity is good, but sometimes price can be so far from liquidity that we can't take any trades, right? Like for example, here, price is currently in the middle. The next level of liquidity is up here, but price isn't really moving too much, right? Next level of liquidity is down here, but price isn't moving too much. So the strategy works great. It's just price isn't anywhere near liquidity. So we might not get any liquidity from now until 8 o'clock. The other thing that you guys can apply, which I think works hand in hand with liquidity, is the V1 variation, right? If you have a direction of price, you can look for a V1 variation. There's no V1s right now. There's a couple that came up earlier, like the one that Gion identified right here with Vince. That one did hit TP, but it was at a red flag. So, full TP right there. So there's a lot of strategies that you guys can apply, but I'm always looking for, I'm not necessarily changing anything. I'm just incorporating stuff into what we're already applying. So there's like the way that we trade momentum and trend, there's like so many different opportunities to take. So every strategy is kind of tied into each other. They're all based off the same thing. It's just different entry points. So let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Yeah, no problem, Patricia. So let me scroll up real quick. I just want to make sure I'm not missing any questions here. If there's any questions that you guys asked and I missed it, just drop it back into the chat and then I will answer your question. Let's see. Roosevelt is asking, should I keep my 250 live account or switch to prop firm? I mean, it just kind of depends, Roosevelt. If you're consistent and you can stay consistently profitable, then prop firm would be the best route, of course. What I would recommend doing is go to FTMO, create a trial account, see if you can pass the trial maybe once or twice. If you can pass it, then it would make no sense for you not to do a prop firm, because if you're consistently profitable and you can follow the rules, then you just open up the door to a lot more capital to trade. So, I mean, it just depends on you. It really depends on you. But for me, I don't even trade a live account anymore. The only account that I trade live is my Forex account on Forex.com. And that's because it's regulated. So I only trade on Forex.com for my personal account. I don't trade US30 on a personal account anymore. I trade on prop firms only. Let me scroll up real quick. I just want to make sure I didn't miss any questions here. Let's see. Natasha said, appreciate you answering the question. Sean, I have 2 jobs and I am exhausted. It's just easier to ask. My time is limited. Yeah, no, exactly, Natasha, 100%. If you have any questions, put your questions in the chat. I'm here to help you guys out. So some more profits over here from, or let me just copy these over real quick, guys. I didn't even copy these over to the other groups yet. And good thing I woke up like exactly at 6:30. It's like my body's ready to trade every morning. So I like would just hop out of bed. I like woke up at 6:30, like my eyes literally opened at 6:30 and I saw your guys' messages and I ran over to my office to get on here. Here's some profits from Kenny. Kenny locked in another sell over here, total profit of 3,887 for the day. Nice work, Kenny, all wins. And he's watching the Fed right now speak. So solid work right there, Kenny. Let me go over here real quick. I'll just copy my profits over there too, just so that you guys have an idea where my profits are at, because I know some of you guys are curious where these profits came from. All right, we got Nelly over here, total profit of 970 for the day, all wins, full TPs. Nice work right there, Nelly. Nelly caught the pushback to the upside. And then we got Patricia over here, total profit of 8,380 for the day, all wins here. Nice work, Patricia. Patricia said done for today. Thank you, definitely. We got Natasha over here, total profit of 625 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Natasha. Looks like she took that trade right there for a sell as well on US30 at the hour. And then we have Gian over here, total profit of 3,177 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Gian. Full TPs all the way. Man, you should be getting funded soon, Gian. You've been having a killer, like your profits have been on point, like every day. Hit 3,000 today, you hit 4,000 yesterday, you hit 3,000 the day before that. You've been killing it. So nice work, Gian. Gian is currently up, let's see, 3, so 7. Should be like up 10, 11K. So you're like maybe 9,000 away from passing your challenge. So nice work there. Thanks, Kenny, for the link for Powell. Yeah, so Powell is still speaking. Let me just pull it up real quick. Let's see if he's still speaking now. He should be. Yep, they're still speaking. So just be careful, guys. If you guys are trading right now, be careful, because Powell could say something at any moment and it's going to spike price one way or the other. Like he can say, oh, the economy's not doing good, price will come down. He'll say the economy's doing great, price will go up. You just want to be careful. You don't want to be caught up in the circus of the market when it's like you just don't want to be trading when you have a lot of uncertainty. Like for me, for example, I don't like trading when I don't know what's going on. I want to know what's going on like 100% of the time. So 741 right now, I'm going to go ahead and put up today's bias if you guys are still looking to trade. retail sentiment. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, just put them in the chat. I'm here to help you guys out. I'm not necessarily looking to take any trades because market's really not safe right now with the Fed speaking. But I can answer whatever questions you guys have. So like 57% short right here. So we are bullish with regard to retail sentiment. 57% short. Fundamental bias. It's pretty neutral, 46 points. So I'm just going to put neutral here. Short-term technical, as you can see over here on the 1 minute prices above the pivots, trend meters green, pivots are angling up. 5 minute over here, prices above the pivots are angling up, but the trend meter is currently red. Same with the 10 minute over here, 10 minutes in between the pivots, trend meters red, pivots are going sideways. So with that said, we're going to put neutral for short-term bias because it's not really going one direction or the other, it's kind of going both. And then for long-term bias, prices currently below the pivots, trend meters red on the 30, below the pivots on the 1 hour, trend meters red, pivots are angling down. The 4 hour right here, prices below the pivots, trend meters currently blue. The pivots are going sideways. So with that said, we're going to put bearish neutral. So that's basically what we got going on right here, guys. There's today's overall bias. Retail sentiment is currently bullish. It's 57% short. It's not very strong. So we'll put bullish neutral. We're not just going to put bullish. Because I don't want you guys to think just because it's both, it's like that number. It needs to be above like 60 to 65%. So right now it's 57% short. This indicates that 57% of retail traders are currently selling right now. We typically want it to be above 60 or 65%. With that said, it's going to be bullish neutral. So doing the opposite of retail would be buying. Fundamentals over here are currently neutral. In order for it to be bullish or bearish, price needs to be above or below 100 points. It needs to stay above those points for a consistent period. Short-term technicals over here is neutral because price is kind of going both ways on different time frames. And the long-term technical bias is currently bearish neutral right now because it's bearish on the 30-minute, bearish on the 1 hour, but it's currently neutral on the 4 hour, which is going to be the leading time frame, right? 4 hours is always going to be leading. It's higher. It's kind of hard to tell where price is going to be going from there. So with that said, we just don't have much of a bias, guys. It's hard to look for trades right now. In order for you to look for a V1 variation, you need to have an overall bias. Right now, there's no overall bias. So just want to be a little careful. Gotcha. Okay. Roosevelt said he's passed the trial. Just wanted to get that 2K account, but having a hard time saving that much. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's kind of tough. It's tough when like when you're starting with a small account because it's going to take a lot of your time and effort, right? If you're saving for that, I would just save and then just use your live account for now. Just use your personal account, keep stacking up on that account, and then eventually you'll have enough to get, a bigger account. I think for a funding company, anything below like 50K is kind of not worth it because you're not really going to make too much. 100K is like the good medium. And then of course the 200K is going to be where you're going to start to make a lot more money. So yeah, if you don't have enough to get like at least a 50K account, Roosevelt, I'd probably just stick with your live account, just keep stacking up on that account. And once you have enough, then, go for the bigger funded account. Because yeah, if you think about it, so like say, for example, you're on a 20K account, right? I think that's like the smallest you can get, 20K. So if you're on a 20K account, let me just clean this up. Say you're on a 20K account and then you make on a good month, like 3%, right? You're only gonna make 600 for the entire month. You probably make that on a live account a lot quicker. I mean, it's still money, but you're gonna make about 600 and then your cut's gonna be 80%. You're only making 480 off that. So kind of sucks, right? Versus for me, like say, for example, okay, I currently made, and the thing is I have multiple accounts. I don't just have one account. So for the week so far, I'll just add up my weekly profits. So my weekly profits over here, 88.80, plus 88.50 plus 31.70 plus 31.20 plus 29.70, right? It's 26,990. My 80% cut from that is 21,000. So it makes sense. And even if you were to do just one account, like say, for example, today I made 3,040, right? On just one account times 80, my take home still gonna be 2,400. So it just makes more sense once you have a bigger account on a funding company. But I mean, the thing with a funding company that I like the most is that like a lot of people hate the requirements, but the requirements actually make you a professional trader. It makes you trade professionally because you're treating it like seriously, because you can't mess up, right? You can't go below your 5% for the day. You can't hold on to your trades forever with no stop loss. Funding companies force you to trade professionally. So, you know, a lot of people hate on it, but the only people that really hate on it are the people that can't trade properly, because trading is not a game. It's not a, like we're trading, we're not gambling. So when you do trade, you should of course be trading like, you know, like you're actually trading for real profit, not just for fun. So just keep that in mind, guys. All right, let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Kenny said, hey Sean, do you guys know, you guys have sorry, Kenny, I think you might have missed the word. See, Kenny said, hey Sean, do you guys where you live at have any dollar general stores around? So not in my specific city, but in the surrounding cities we do. So I live in kind of like a more, I guess, a more expensive area here in Orange County, or like a more wealthy area here in Orange County. We don't have dollar stores here, but you can go to like the neighboring city. Like you can go to the city next door, or like to the city next door, like 2 cities down, and you'll find a dollar store. But in my current city, the city that I live in right now, we don't have dollar stores. We have Gelson's. You ever heard of Gelson's? Like Gelson's is like the expensive like grocery store. I don't even shop there. I go down to the next city, and I'll go to like Rouse or Safeway. But yeah, we don't have dollar stores where I'm specifically living. But we do have there's neighboring cities, right? Like every city has like a ghetto that's like a city over, 2 cities over. Yeah, decent or liquor stores. Liquor stores are actually not around here either, D. I live in Irvine, so there's not really liquor stores. You have to get your liquor at like the grocery store. Or if you go to like the beach cities, like Newport. Well, not Newport doesn't even have it either. You have to go to like Costa Mesa or Huntington. I mean, yeah, you're familiar with the area, do you? In Orange County. There's like certain areas, there's like little pockets in Orange County that are just like, they don't have stuff like that. But they yeah, TC, you gotta drive to Fullerton. Yeah, I drive like 30 minutes out to go find a cheap liquor store. All right, let me just scroll up real quick. I saw like 18 messages here on the Zoom, guys, so I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. C6 asking, what is your dollar store called? So in California, there's like dollar stores called like 99-cent stores, and there's like Dollar Tree, and there's like maybe like another one. I forgot what it's called. But yeah, basically 99-cent stores. It's funny because inflation hit the 99-cent stores. So if you guys go into the 99-cent stores, they're not even 99 cents anymore. It's like 99 cents plus. So you'll find something that's like $1.20 or something like that. But there's still dollar stores around here. Dollar Tree is like one of the main ones that's around the area. Hey, Brooke, how's it going? Yeah, it's 7:51 right now, so I'm just answering questions. I don't really see anything to take in the market right now. The thing is, Powell is speaking right now, Brock, so I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but Powell is currently speaking right now. He's testifying, or he was testifying. Yeah, actually, they're still testifying. So Powell is currently testifying right now. It's the Federal Reserve semi-annual monetary policy report. So there's a lot of, it's just a big Fed meeting. Powell is speaking, and then also the other Fed members are speaking as well. So that's why I'm not really looking to take any trades right now. We took trades this morning, but I'm not looking for anything specifically. Here's Kenny with some more profits. Kenny with those dollar store profits, total profit of 5,000 for the day. So great work right here, Kenny. Kenny locked in, yeah, 5 back-to-back wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the day. Took those entries right there on open for the liquidity push, and he took 2 more entries right here for some sells. Total profit of 5,000. Nice work, Kenny. So like, I mean, Kenny's a good example of like how you can still profit and still have fun here in the chat, right? Because Kenny here asks like random questions sometimes. Like right now, he asked about if I had dollar stores around me, Dollar General stores, and he's still hitting all these profits. So guys, keep that in mind. You know, just make sure that when you guys are trading, you guys are like, you should stay focused, but you should also not be too serious about it. Because if you guys are too serious about trading, that's when you start to make mistakes, because you start to get in your own head and you start to just like over trade and revenge trade and stuff like that. I feel like Kenny here has like no worry. He's just sitting there, simple guy, asking about dollar stores and still locking in profits. So nice work right there, Kenny. I know Kenny always jokes around about it too, about him being a simple guy. He's just killing it. Oh, nice. Okay, yes. And Kenny said he works in the main warehouse. Yep. We've got Kevin over here, total profit of 4,481 for the day, all wins. Kevin over here is trading NASDAQ for the day. Nice work, Kevin. Yeah, Kevin said traded only NASDAQ for the day so far, was moving smoother than the Dow. Yeah, no, definitely nice work right there. And then he has his other account over here as well. This is his TD Ameritrade. Yeah, I almost forgot. His TD Ameritrade account, total profit of 14,000 for the day. Crazy. That's pretty crazy. See some big wins over here for US30. Looks like he bought and hold it. So nice work right there, Kevin. Trading NASDAQ on his other account, and then his TD Ameritrade account too. Yeah, I don't know why I blanked out, because I have the same account. Let me check my TD account right now. TD account's okay. I have my long-term investments on my Thinkorswim, so I just have it open. That's usually where the opening bell comes from when we're looking at the charts. I saw your message, Sisu. All right, so let's see. One more question over here from Visual. Visual is asking, hey Sean, are your MFF accounts linked, or are they individual? So they're all linked to my copier, Visual. All my accounts are linked to my main copier. So my main copier is going to be my first account right here. This is my main account, my FTMO #1 account. This is the one that has all the green strips. Everything else is a copier. So everything is linked to the main copier, which is my main FTMO. Let's see. Maddie said, yeah, I just saw your message, Maddie. I'm not going to mess with it though, because the way that price is, because the Fed's still currently speaking. So I'm not going to mess with it, but I mean, I will mark it up. So might be a possible buy, it looks like. Actually, no, it's there's a buy signal right here, so there might not be an entry, Maddie. Because there would need to be a sell signal there. Yeah, I got you. Okay. Yeah, he was looking for the sell. Yeah, it just came up on that last candle. NASDAQ over here is still running though. Currently have a pending buy signal here, so it might not work either. But I should just keep 2 windows open. I don't know why I keep switching between. All right, so I'm gonna go over here. Candles. Yeah, I'll just keep two charts open. I mean, they're usually going to be the same thing though. Typically, it's going to be about the same thing. Yeah, they both have a buy signal right there though. All right. So, all right, guys, if there's any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. It's 7:57 right now, so it's getting close to 8 o'clock, which is my cutoff time for the live session. So yeah, if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to pop in. Otherwise, I think we're pretty much going to wrap it up. So unfortunately, there were a couple of trades that came up, a couple of trade opportunities, but not too many because Powell was speaking. So we have Natasha over here, total profit of 740 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Natasha. So Natasha's another good example too. So like, just like we talked about with Kenny, he's killing it and he trades very simply. With Natasha over here, she trades on her phone. So she's at work right now, trading on her phone, but she's listening to my analysis on the live. You can see my little screen right here. You can see she's watching me and listening to me, but she's taking trades on her phone. So another good example here, right? It doesn't matter whether you're at work, whether you don't get trading, whether you don't catch things very quickly, whether it's hard for you. If you put in the work, you guys can learn and you guys can do very well. Because there's a lot of people here in the group that have a lot of different handicaps. Some people are at work, some people have to trade on their phone, some people they just don't get it. But if you guys work hard enough, you guys can learn this stuff. So just keep that in mind. And I'm here to help you guys out. So if you guys do need help with trading, just pop into the chat, attend the mentoring sessions, ask questions, and we'll try to get you back on track. So other than that, we have a Nelly over here, total profit of 1,505 for the day, all wins. So Nelly took 3 trades here, full TPs with the green strip. Nice work right there, Nelly. So solid work right there. We got Patrick over here, total profit of about 2,000 for the day. Took 2 trades here, full TPs, all green strips. Nice work, Patrick. Patrick said vacation's over. And Patrick took a long vacation. Took an extra 2 days, huh? Yeah, because I don't think you sent me. Yeah, you didn't trade yesterday, so. Yeah, I haven't talked to you since June 14th. I just realized that. Yes, Patrick took a little extended. Patrick took Juneteenth for him. Took a Juneteenth, took a double day off. So he took a 2-day, an extra 2 days. So now good to hear from you, Patrick. I just realized I haven't talked to you in so long. Usually Patrick sends me his profits at the end, and I noticed that he didn't send anything yesterday. Brock said his connection sucks. Yeah, it's all good, Brock. We're gonna wrap this up soon anyways. CJ said, see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, Sean. Definitely, CJ. We'll see you back here for tomorrow's live session. All right, Slava, we'll see you back here tomorrow as well. All right, guys. So if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we're gonna wrap this up for the day. There's just nothing else for us to look at right now necessarily. It's not the best time to trade since the Fed is still speaking, and they're probably going to be speaking for the rest of the session. So just be careful if you guys do decide to trade. If you guys look at the calendar here, we had Powell speaking at 7. We had Fed member Cook speaking after, Fed member Jefferson after that. Fed member Goldsby at 8:40. And then we have the same thing again tomorrow. So tomorrow, same thing. Powell's going to be speaking at 7 o'clock, and we have some news. So, all right, I think that's it, guys. So if you guys have questions, you guys are always welcome to email me, Sean@KodiKaiTrades.com. You guys can also message me on Telegram at KodiKaiTrades. If you guys are new here and you guys want access to the strategies here, you guys can see I showed you guys that we have about 30 strategies that I created over the past 7 years, and I shared with you guys on the website. Just go to the website, KodiKaiTrades.com, click on unlock your free access right here. And then if you go over to the course, you guys can see that you guys will have access to so many videos that I've created over the years. So yeah, if you guys want access to that, feel free to go on the website. And then if you guys just want to check out the YouTube channel, go to youtube.com/KodiKaiTrades, and you guys will see all the videos here. Each playlist has every live session I've done, every day of results from everybody for the past couple months, and every mentoring session if you guys want to review those. So other than that, guys, I think that's it. So have a great rest of your day, guys, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow